One of Oklahoma's newest lawmakers wants to ban most cities in our state from doing things to help the homeless, like opening a shelter. News 4's Spencer Humphrey picks it up from here. Spencer, what's up with this?
Yeah, well, Kevin, not only would that bill stop most cities in our state from running homeless shelters and outreach, it would also force them to close down and stop any they currently have. The bill is brief and to the point. It makes clear, if passed, it would be illegal for all but 2 cities in Oklahoma to run homeless shelters or homeless outreach. That's because the proposed law would ban all cities in Oklahoma with populations below 300,000 from owning or leasing land for the purpose of building or maintaining a homeless shelter. And it says if a city already has a shelter or provides homeless services, they'd have to immediately terminate them. Now, this wouldn't apply to churches or any other privately run shelters or programs, but it would mean only 2 cities, Oklahoma City and Tulsa, would be legally allowed to put their own city resources toward helping the homeless. An idea that former state senator and pastor George Young just can't wrap his head around.
I can imagine why a piece of legislation of that nature would even be brought up.
He says as a pastor, he can't square this with the Bible's teachings to help the needy and love thy neighbor.
I can't help you. If you're trying to get me to give you some logic behind a piece of legislation like that.
It's not the first time he's seen lawmakers try to address the homelessness issue in a way Young finds questionable. Last April, Governor Stitt signed into law a bill that made it a crime to camp along a public right-of-way. In 2023, the city of Shawnee passed an ordinance that made it a crime to sit or lie down on public sidewalks.
It has been something that has been used as a kind of a political football to kick around and to use to say, you know what, people ought to do people ought to do better and leave it at that instead of trying to help them. Many people are trying to do better.
We reached out to the author of this latest bill, newly elected Senator Lisa Standridge from Norman. She didn't respond. As for Young, beyond his moral objections, he just can't see how banning smaller cities from opening shelters would do anything but make the problems worse.
People dying on the streets because of the environment, because of the weather, people who are left in rural areas or areas outside major cities trying to get to a place where they could receive some, at least shelter and some food and some warmth. And I'm not taking it back, dying. And that's not who we are. That's not who we want to be.
And we also reached out to the Homeless Alliance here in Oklahoma City. In a statement, their CEO telling us, "We are disappointed to hear about SB 484 and find it to be counterproductive to our approach to homeless services. Homelessness can affect anyone, be they in urban, suburban, or rural areas." Going on in part to also say, when you limit the ability of communities to respond to the needs of their own residents, no one wins. This is not culturally competent, nor does it take into account the impact on other communities in our state. We hope that our senators understand some of these concerns as they discuss this bill.